This is Wright Brennan with the Lost in the Midlands podcast, brought to you by Wright Roofing. And today I am here with Hannah Norman with Real Broker. Hannah, thanks for coming on.
Of course, thank you. Happy to be here.
And we have to talk into our...
Oh, okay. So I gotta sit back here like
sit
this?
Just like that.
Okay. Am I sitting way too far back in this chair? Is it fine?
No,
okay.
No, you're good to go.
Okay.
Make yourself comfortable. So, we're in B&I. You just helped me out on a real estate deal. Thank you so much. It's been awesome working with you. And I'm fired up that you're on today. All right, so you're doing amazing things in the world of real estate. But before we talk about real estate, let's talk about your early days a little bit, kind of where you're from.
So I am born and raised from Lexington, South Carolina. When I graduated, I went to USC. Go Cox. I was a cheerleader for college, and then when I graduated, I was not ready to go back home to Lexington, so I stayed downtown. I live downtown. I've been here about 10 years now.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. So the cheerleading days, so you must have like a little bit of a competitive edge. Is that part of the...
I do. I did cheer during the Muschamp era, so it wasn't like the best time to be a cheerleader for the South Carolina Gamecocks, but now it's a lot of fun going to the games, and we win a lot more now, which is good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is fantastic. I'm sure it's still exciting. Either side on the wins and losses, down on the field, a lot of energy. So, very cool. Okay, so you finished college, and I guess all throughout college, you're like, you know what? I'm real estate 100%. Is that correct?
Actually, no, not at all. So I was always one of those people where I had no true idea what I wanted to do when I graduated. Yeah. And it was my senior year of college, and I graduated during COVID. And everyone's interviewing for jobs, and basically the entire world shut down. I'm like, what am I going to do? And at the time, I worked for a real estate law firm, Blair Cato. They're local. They have an office in Chapin, Lexington, one in Camden, downtown Columbia, kind of all over the Midlands area. But I did their marketing for them, and I actually got offered like a full-time marketing position with the law firm. And the attorney looked at me and said, "You're going to hate sitting behind a desk all day. I think you should get into real estate." And at that point, I've never even thought about it. But during COVID, I was like, you know what? Like, might as well. And I got my license my senior year of college and hit the ground running and haven't looked back.
Wow. So you were already so you had like a little bit of a view. I mean, I guess, do you get a kind of a view of what it's like, on that side, or were you just like posting social media, kind of seeing what's going on?
It was more so like the marketing side of real estate, but I think that is kind of where real estate is heading. Yep. I definitely think that, I always say I'm in marketing, but I just sell houses, but yeah. It's a marketing job for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Very cool. And so which office were you working at? Downtown?
I was a downtown office.
Okay. Fantastic. So you're like, all right, we're getting the license. We're going to do this thing. And then how do you even all right, I'm a realtor now. Got my license. Who needs a house?
So what's crazy is it's like a 2-week course. And once you take the class, you pass like your state exam and your national exam. You take an FBI background check, and they're like, great, you can go help someone buy like the most expensive purchase they're ever going to make in their life. That's it. There's no like real training, which is actually terrifying. But I got really fortunate. I started working on a team. I found a mentor, and I worked alongside him for 4.5 years before going out on my own. Oh, wow. Okay. Fantastic. So you got a lot of work with a whole team of people learning the ropes from day one. Very cool. So what do you like about it? Like when you first got in, you went there, you were doing it for 4.5 years. You must have either all right, this is going to pay the bills, or did you kind of develop a passion for the job? So I will say real estate is one of those jobs where you can work as hard as you want to, which I love. Like, I know some people that just do real estate on the side and have another job, or they're like a soccer mom and they want to sell a couple houses a year to their friends, and that's it. But for me, it's like a full-time, we're going to spend 50 hours a week doing this. Like, it is my full-time career. But I can truly say that I absolutely love what I do. Yeah. And every day is so different. I think that's why I like it so much. There is freedom, of course, with your schedule, but pretty much all day, every day, 5 days a week for sure. I'm slinging houses for sure, left and right.
Yeah. So you're all in, and you do get some freedom. So do you work Saturdays? Do you work weekends?
I really try not to, but of course it always happens. The one thing about real estate is you work along other people's schedule. So typically like everyone else is in work from 9 to 5 during the week. So they can look at houses like after 5 p.m. or on the weekends. So you kind of have to be mindful of that. But also it's great when your clients can take a lunch break and come look at a house during the week.
Listen, I fight that battle too. You know, homeowners who need a roof, they're usually available on Saturday, Sunday, and after work.
But you do it. You got to do it.
And you got to do it. And then you get those lunch breaks. And, you know, some people are always home, but in today's world, it's very cool. Okay. All right. So what are you offering to your clients now? I mean, are you doing, maybe let me ask this, like, how far out are you going to sell?
So if you're selling your home, it kind of just depends on their timeline. I'm pretty much like I'll come in, have a listing appointment in a few days, take photos a week later and hit on the market. But I meet with people sometimes a year out from selling, 6 months, 3 months out. It kind of just depends on their timeline and what their goals are. But like in your case scenario, you found a house that you wanted to buy. We put an offer in and it was like, okay, we're selling your house next week. So it kind of just depends on their situation.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's people who are also like, all right, let's look at houses for the next 2 years.
Also that. Yes, for sure.
And when those houses sell, it's probably going to be a lot more rewarding when you found the perfect house for that person.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool. And so you'll go Lexington, Richland County.
So I try and go an hour outside Columbia. So technically, like my area is, of course, Columbia, all around Lake Murray, including like Lexington, Chapin, Prosperity, Gilbert. I will go into Saluda. Gilbert, of course, Chapin, Irmo, West Columbia, Casey. Kind of like a big circle around Columbia.
Yeah, fantastic. And you sold a pretty big house on the lake recently, didn't you?
I did. It was super exciting. It was my like first giant lake sale, and it sold in 7 days and multiple offers. So it was a really good day.
Oh, that's beautiful. So I guess the final offer, can you tell us a little bit about, like, was it the first one? Was it,
So this house on the lake was like brand new construction.
Yeah.
They'd been there for just under a year. And they were actually relocating back to their, like, where they're from.
Yeah.
And we had multiple offers. They were both cash. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Were they coming from out of town, or are these like in-town people?
So one was in town and one was out of town, but kids go to USC and they were just ready to move here. So
what do you see people making cash offers often right now, or is that a little more on the peripheral of?
You will see cash offers.
Yeah.
I think people that have cash will spend it when they want to, regardless. But during COVID, I definitely saw cash a lot more because it was crazy, and then people were just doing whatever they could to get their offer accepted. But now, I would say you probably have a maybe like 30% chance on a listing to see cash, but you do see it.
Okay. So tell me a little bit more about what the market's like right now, kind of a window into how hot it is. Like, so, if you're looking to sell right now, what kind of timeline should you give yourself to get the house moved?
So what's crazy is 2 years ago, you could like put a sign in the yard and you're going to sell your house regardless. But now it's a lot more strategic pricing, actually marketing the home.
Yeah.
I think the average like days on market last time I checked was about 21 days, which for my sellers is 21 days, about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I think the other agents in the market is around 45 days. So I like really try and do a lot of marketing for my clients.
Yeah.
I have like Zillow Showcase, which basically boosts your listing above other agents in the market, puts more eyes on your property.
Yeah.
I'm one of 42 agents that have that in the Midlands. And so there's 3,500 agents in the Midlands. But if you're looking to sell right now...
This is Wright Brennan, the owner of C. Wright Roofing. When it comes to the maintenance of your roof, you want to know that you have an experienced team that knows what they're doing. And with 10 years in the business, we check all the boxes. Leaky roof, storm damage, or just overdue on maintenance, give us a call at 803-828-4181 for a free estimate. Again, that's 803-828-4181. And remember, our commitment is to roof it the right way.
It kind of just depends on your goals. I know some sellers that they want to shoot for the moon and they have time to wait. So we'll definitely try and price higher and kind of see what happens.
Yep.
But I always suggest like pricing the property right, That's your best chance to have like multiple offers and the best buyer.
Awesome. That makes sense. Price it right, and then, like in my case, you get a little above and beyond.
Yeah, that your situation was crazy. So, can you want me to talk about it?
Sure.
Is that fine? Okay.
So, it is not private information. Okay.
So when we priced your house, I was like, I think this is a really good price. We'll see what happens. And I think we ended up having like 7 offers or something crazy on there, and sold it like $15,000 over list, which is crazy.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And
pretty quick. I think it was like a 3-day process.
It was also cool. I don't know if you remember when you did your presentation, you gave people the option you said, hey, look, give me your house. I can tell you what I think it'll sell for. This was like a year ago. And I swear you said it was going to be right. It was like within $2,000 of what you said it was. And I did not think it was going to sell for that. So you were like, you had it, right on the target. I was like, sharpshooter Hannah. Yeah.
So I will say, anyone listening, if you guys want to like shoot me your address, whether like an email, text message on Instagram, I will definitely look at comps and kind of tell you what you could sell your house for in today's market.
Yes, you can. Yeah, that was beautiful. Let's talk about challenges because, every job we talked about, sometimes you got to work on the weekends. But, you're a professional, so you make it happen when you have to. What are some of the other challenges in the marketplace? Like maybe, getting a house moved.
I would say, of course, there are challenges. I guess I can't control what someone's house looks like on the inside. Like, right. I can definitely tell a seller like the best way to price your house and what we could do to make it sell faster, but some people just aren't willing to make the changes. So that's definitely a challenge I see a lot. I also see kind of with pricing right now, especially, we are in the time of market where some agents still think that the sky's falling. Yeah. Where then there's other agents that are constantly in real estate every day and they're like, no, the prices have held strong in the Midlands. So I think kind of there's a lot of uneducated agents out there who think that real estate's going down and everyone should run and it's like the worst thing ever. So I think that's definitely a big challenge. And then also
it's like different schools of thought. Some realtors are trying to push the, the fear, and others are like, no, it's okay.
And I'm like pretty I don't watch the news. Like, I'm like, if it's that important to me, I'm like, I'll definitely have an impact for it. Yeah. But I try not to watch the news. I try to just like live in what's actually currently happening every day that actually impacts me. And truly, like, we haven't seen much of a change in the Midlands since COVID. Like, things aren't selling as high as they were and as crazy and as fast. But as far as price point, like, we really haven't gone down a lot. And I think a lot of people were thinking that the bottom was going to fall out. So
it still hasn't, right?
Yeah, so, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. There's time. You should watch more news, maybe, and then you can join the other team and spread the fear. I don't know. Very cool. Okay. So how do you go about finding your clients?
So BNI is huge for me.
Cool.
I've been in BNI. I think this is going on my 3rd year with BNI.
Yeah,
so
awesome.
BNI has been huge for me, both for finding buyers and for sellers. But outside of BNI, I don't pay for any leads. So I'm like 100% organic. I think those are like the best kind of clients.
For sure.
So word of mouth, like past clients that I've helped, and especially like social media, Instagram is huge for me.
Yeah. Awesome. You got a pretty big following on the gram.
I try.
Nice. Yeah, that's good for biz. Fantastic. All right, somebody who is in college right now, maybe they're working at Blair Cato, I don't know, but we're going to give them some advice on their steps to get into real estate. What would you tell them,
So if I could do it all over again, I would probably do it the exact same for sure.
Nice.
Being an agent when you're out of college and you're 21 years old definitely is scary. And you don't have like a lot of street creds for sure, especially at the time, like when I didn't own my own house. It was really hard to kind of overcome that. But I think being young and getting into real estate, especially now when so much of real estate is digital and marketing and it's just being present and being on the forefront of it. Definitely find a mentor, stick to it. It's like the best career in the world and I love it.
Fantastic. Well, you're doing an awesome job. Any final message to the viewers out there? Where can we find you, by the way? Let's talk about some of your handles.
So I make it really simple. It's just my name, Hannah Norman with 2 N's on the end of Norman, on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and of course just Google.
And can they find you on Zillow? Is that a place to find
They
people?
can find me on Zillow too. And if you're just like not looking to buy or sell a house, but you just want to keep up with things happening around the Midlands, I do a lot of like Midlands local highlights, events every month. So definitely follow me on Instagram for all of those.
Fantastic. Well, you're out there killing it. I appreciate your hard work. You did an amazing job on my house. Thanks for coming on the show.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Hey everyone, many thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, give us a follow and click the bell to stay up to date on future episodes, or click the link to watch another previous episode. Also, don't forget to like, share, and please leave us a comment. We'd love to hear your feedback.